Hello there and welcome back to another video, and today I will be reviewing set number 71206, the Shaggy and Scooby-Doo team pack from LEGO Dimensions. This is a very small set with only 81 pieces, but it does have two minifigures if you count Scooby-Doo as a minifigure. Now I will only be reviewing the physical builds that come with the set. I won't be reviewing any of the gameplay. However, this is the first of each models, and I'm going to start with the third one from each. Now, just like all LEGO sets, this one started off like this. So today I'm going to build this, and it's going to be a 10-second speed build. So here is the completed build. Build time today was about 10 minutes. And now I am going to review them one by one. So, of course, the main character in Scooby-Doo is Scooby-Doo. Now this is just three pieces: the base, the body and the head. The base is something you get with every LEGO Dimensions pack. You always get at least one, but of course this is a team pack, so you get two. These ones are for characters, and each one has a unique print, which is cool. Now you don't actually need the minifigure for the game to read what character it is. It just says in some sort of code on the bottom. But Scooby just stands on the front with his front 2 feet. But he can stand on 4 studs. His head, you can turn his head, which is good. And you can make him look to the side. And I personally think that's a great look. And then you've got this printing on the side for the spots. And you can see that there's some moulding for his collar. That's not a separate piece. And then his tail is at an angle, which is cool. Some more spots on the side. Now, as you can tell, this is a specialised. These are two specialised pieces for Scooby-Doo, but I don't actually think that they are new in this set. I think they are new in the Scooby-Doo line, but I'm not sure if that came out before this. But all in all, it's just a great Scooby-Doo minifigure. Now, the Shaggy minifigure is a classic minifigure with the legs, torso, head and hair. Just some brown legs. And then it's got this nice printing for the green shirt that he always wears, the green v-neck. He has a very nice face print, and you can see the little hairs through his beard. And he actually has an alternate face, which I didn't think they'd include. But that just shows a more scared expression. And then his hair is a great piece. It's got like this just shaggy look. It just really speaks Shaggy. And then he also has this little torch. It's a simple build, just a lightsaber handle and a translucent yellow stud. And for his stand, his has like a magnifying glass. So the first build I'm going to look at is this ghost snack, and this is of course the third build of the Scooby snack. I am a little disappointed as to how similar it is to the Scooby snack, but it's hard to make something that looks distinctly different to it with such a limited amount of pieces, so I think they have done a good job. So with every LEGO Dimensions set, you obviously get the base. Now the base is always 2 pieces for the builds. Unfortunately though, these don't have any prints, so you can often get mixed up as to what base is for what build because they're all exactly the same. But luckily though, in the game you can just, if you've mixed it up, you can just say, oh, I don't want this to be, say, the mystery machine anymore, I want it to be the Batmobile. And you can do that and it works just fine, as long as you have the minifigure that came with the build. But to make up for the lack of printing, there is this 2x2 round brick, and it's really nice to get that in translucent blue, in clear blue. So for the actual sandwich itself, it's quite a tall, thin build. And as you can see, it's very tall, especially when you compare it to a minifigure, and that is actually how tall it is in the game, but I think that's just fine, because it'd be very hard to make it minifigure scale, but it has this nice white round piece as the plate, and it is actually the same size as the base, so that shows you what size the base is. It's a 4x4 round base but with only 4 studs, and then it has all the different layers in the sandwich. So if I am correct, it is bread, tomato, cheese, meat, some sort of sauce, I think. Cheese, tomato, bread. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that pink thing in the middle is. Please let me know because I'm curious. So yeah, that's quite nice how it has all the different layers. And then there's this nice decoration on the top, which is like lettuce, and the actual lettuce pieces are actually flame pieces, but in green, and that does a good job, and it looks very good. Okay, so the third rebuild of the mystery machine is this, which is called the Mystery Monster. Now, the Mystery Monster does have the exact same base, so I'm really not going to spend long talking about it. The actual Mystery Monster is a really different build to the Mystery Machine, with like how tall it is. It does use all the pieces. Yeah, that's one of the great things about LEGO Dimensions. All 3 builds use all of the pieces, so if you're getting a collection and you're just wanting to keep them in a bucket, whenever you rebuild it you aren't going to have to then search through the bucket, and that's a good thing how they managed to incorporate all of the pieces in this. It has these 4 wheels, and you'd actually think that this would fall over very easily, but it's actually reasonably stable. As you can see, it does fall over, just not as easy as you'd think. But it is actually a lot more unstable in the game. But anyway, So as you can see, the two wheels on each side are very close together. They are the closest they can be without touching. And then going up underneath, like this bit, it is quite plain with just the green, but I'm fine with that. And then it's got this, which is actually the same as for the mystery machine. It might actually be the same as for the mystery tow and go as well. And then it has these on the side, which in the game spray water. And they actually include these pieces, which I believe aren't new for this set. I might be wrong. But they really just make the mystery machine look better, and they work well on this one as well. And as you can see, there's one on each side there as well. On the back there's this, which covers up most of the back. It does a good job of doing that because it just looks a bit bare without it. And then you can see the arms that hold the water sprayers. And then on the front you can see the windscreen. And you can take the roof off, but there's nothing inside. You can see it's just held on by two studs. And I actually think, I'm probably wrong, but I actually think that what the designers were going for was like this. Like the mystery machine can just turn into this like a transformer. Because it has a lot of the same features. Like it's got that same roof in the same place with the same overhang, and it's got the same build for that. And then it's got the wheel arch there, and the other one will have been like raised up while it was transforming. But I'm probably completely wrong, and this was just like them just throwing a bunch of pieces together to see what they could make. Once again, it's time to rebuild, and this is going to be another 10-second speed build. So here are the completed second builds, and you've already seen the minifigures. So let's jump into the reviews. So this is a really different sandwich build, which is really what I was hoping for with all three builds, but as I said, it's a very limited amount of pieces, and they did do a good job with that third build, sorry. But this second build is very different. It's more of a long, like, baguette, which is great. And it's got the filling like evenly spread out, with the meat and tomato on one side, the lettuce and cheese in the middle, and the tomato and that strange pink thing on the right. And then it also has this nice mustard on the top, which is just some 1x2 yellow pieces added to jumper plates. But that gives a good mustard effect. And then of course it's the same green lettuce pieces. Now, I did say before, but this does include all of the pieces in the Scooby snack, and that's one of the great things that I wish they did in 3-in-1s. But it's just really cool how you can have 3 different things all using the same pieces with such a limited amount of pieces. So here's the second build for the mystery machine, and this is called the mystery tow and go. So if I just get the base out of the way so it can roll, yeah, it can roll very well, and it as you can tell just by looking at it, it's much more stable than the Mystery Monster. It also has a very different look from both of the other two. It has a different front as well, with the other two both opting for like the big green circle and then two headlights. It's still got the two headlights, but then it's got like a grille, and then on the back that's where the big green circle is. I think these are to help it like tow vehicles, because this is the Mystery Tow and Go, so I presume it's a tow truck. And I'm thinking that they are like used to tow the vehicle, and then it's also got the nice flowers on the side, and then a flower there as well. And then it's also got this nice height difference between the two roof pieces, and that's quite cool. But the bottom bit also looks very similar to the Mystery Machine. This one I don't think is a transformer though. But yeah, it's got this nice overhang for the roof, and then if I take that off, you can see that there's the same pieces for windscreens, and they do a really good job of simulating windscreens. And then under here you can see you've just got an extra 1x2 grey plate, and that's like to make it more central, so that you're not trying to balance this just on two studs, because then if you push down it'd fall off. But that's something that you also see on the Mystery Machine. Speaking of which, we're going to build it along with the Scooby Snack, and this is going to be the third and final 10-second speed build. So here are the main builds, and as I've already said, you've already seen these two. So let's just skip past them and go to the Lego. So the Scooby Snack, as I've already said with the Ghost Snack, is quite a tall build, as you can see, compared to Scooby-Doo. And it's also, again, as I said with the Ghost Snack, very similar to the Ghost Snack. But I do really like this anyway. It's got that mustard on the top, which we saw with the Fire Snack as well. And then again you can tell all the layers. So you've got the lettuce at the bottom, then the cheese, bread, meat, tomato, bread, tomato, the pink thing, bread, and then mustard. Again, please tell me what the pink thing is. I don't know what it is. But it's got the same base as all Lego Dimensions from year 1 do. As you can see, some of the cheese has fallen out of the side onto the plate. And then it's got the same lettuce pieces. All in all, I just think this is very good, but I prefer the Fire Snack. Now, the Mystery Machine is just awesome. I'll get rid of the base. You can just instantly tell what it is because of how recognisable it is, and they've managed to capture all of the charm of the Mystery Machine in such a small build. As you can see, compared to my hand, or compared to a regular minifigure, it's smaller in height than a minifigure, but it is just really cool. Like, as I just showed, you can roll it, because it's got these nice round tyres. and they do actually function as tyres. And then it's actually got these flower pieces, it's got 4 of them, but they're all mounted on a single spruce. So you don't get any spares of those, so it's a bit of a pain if you lose one, because then you'll have to buy another spruce. And then on the front it's got that big green circle, and then the 2 headlights down at the bottom. Round the back it's got some nice shaping. It's a bit of a shame that there's that gap for the studs there, but I don't really mind that much. And then up at the top you've got these open studs, and you can put a minifigure in it like how they'd sit in the game, and that looks okay, but I personally think it looks better on its own. All in all, I think this is a great set. The Mystery Machine's my favourite, the Fire Snack's my favourite, 2 great minifigures, and at the end of the day you just can't go wrong with Scooby-Doo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.